Harvard students, we're going to say we go to a small liberal arts school outside of Boston.
We're Ivy League graduates, and we are going to talk about this. Hi, Desmond Fambrini. I went to Dartmouth College, graduated in 2016, and then went to Johns Hopkins for my Master's of Science in Education. Now, there is a responsibility when it comes to going to prestigious schools. I don't know if you have noticed already, but everyone hates prestigious schools. And currently, there is an idea that college and prestigious schools are a bad thing. One of the reasons that people hate on these schools so much is because the immense amount of privilege that comes from going to these schools. And fun fact, the privilege is not made up. No matter where you go, if you mention you go to Harvard or Dartmouth or Johns Hopkins, there is immediate respect. People immediately think you're smart, they immediately think you're well-versed, they immediately think that you're a good person. Want to know what this resembles? White privilege and male privilege. We go to colleges like Harvard, Dartmouth, Yale, Princeton, not because of the big name. We go because it gives us academic opportunity and reasons for growth that makes us better people. If you consistently flex your school's name, such as Harvard, Dartmouth, consistently throughout your life, it means two things. One, it means that you actually don't think that you are going to get a good education from these institutions and that you're actually not that good individually. You actually need a school's name to make you a viable candidate for a good job or career path. And then two, and this is the interesting one, if you consistently mention your school's name, you actually lack self-confidence. Right? That idea of, oh, well, we go to Harvard, we say we go to a small school outside of Boston. They're not being humble. They're simply wanting you to talk more about what school they go to. Anybody actually would just say, oh, I went to Harvard, I went to Dartmouth, I went to Princeton, and then you would just leave it at that. But if you drag out the conversation, you're seriously lacking self-confidence because you need the whole conversation to be about you. Furthermore, this is actually proven in their video where they're like, we're going to ask you where you go to school just so we can say where we go to school. That is such an L. And again, here is, me actually showing a little bit of my rivalry with Harvard because Dartmouth, we don't like Harvard kids. We tend to not. You could be proud of your school. That is completely fine. But hear me out. We can't be out of touch with reality. These are actually good schools. And if you make people hate us, if you make people hate Harvard, if you make people hate Dartmouth because they think we're selfish jerks, people will miss out on the academic opportunities that we had. Furthermore, and I can't stress this enough, bragging about a school that you were able to go to is like bragging about white privilege or male privilege. It just doesn't feel good. Like, I get you were the outcasts when you went to school. All of us were, right? That's the thing about, working hard enough to get into Ivy League schools. But here's where it gets tricky. Not everyone worked that hard. Some of y'all are legacies. Some of y'all had parents that went to these schools. Some people that go to these schools aren't the amazing people that you think they are. And to brag saying everyone at Harvard and everyone at Dartmouth are these incredible, amazing people, don't get it twisted. I love Dartmouth and I will defend that place with my life. But you don't brag about a school name. Just like you don't brag about a last name, you don't brag about your race, you don't brag about your gender. You just live your best life. Hope this helps.